A powerful vision inspires powerful actions. In every stage of personal or organizational growth, there is a moment when vision ceases to be a phrase and becomes an inner flame that drives extraordinary action. Vision is not daydreaming. It is the art of bridging the present with a more awakened future, aligning real capacities with untapped potential. History shows that individuals and collectives who catalyze change always begin with a vision strong enough not to be spoken, but to be lived and shared. From Martin Luther King to Elon Musk, from civil rights movements to disruptive startups, all were led by visions that pulled others beyond compromise and into purposeful action. Yet the power of a vision lies not in its scale, but in its ability to awaken something true within others. That's when vision stops being a declaration and becomes an invitation. A powerful vision doesn't begin with fancy words. It begins with the belief that what isn't real today can still become true tomorrow. Bold actions are never born randomly. They arise from a deep place, where a big enough vision meets a heart that dares to believe. A powerful vision does not emerge from spontaneity, but from deep reflection on values, meaning, and aspiration. It does not begin with what do we do, but with why do we exist? A question that is both philosophical and urgent. The deeper a vision taps into the human need for meaning, the longer it lasts beyond fleeting moments of inspiration. When Nelson Mandela envisioned a South Africa no longer divided by color, or when Steve Jobs promised to put 1,000 songs in your pocket, they weren't just being innovative, they were offering entry into a future people wanted to belong to. In behavioral psychology, a strong vision functions as a stimulus framework, a cognitive structure that shifts the brain from passivity to goal orientation. When people hold a vivid image of the future, they act not just more quickly, but more creatively and resiliently. Therefore, building vision is not a strategic luxury. It is the emotional operating system of both individuals and organizations. It shapes how we decide, how we recover, and how we bring others along. In many organizations today, vision is mistaken for a slogan pasted on walls, printed on brochures, and quietly forgotten. But in truth, a real vision is not for display, it is to inspire and guide behavior. It is an inner map, helping each member know where they're going, why it matters, and how to walk together. According to Daniel Goleman, the pioneer of emotional intelligence and leadership managers, who convey vision emotionally foster teams with 39% higher morale and 45% better retention. Why? Because when you speak not just to reason, but to dreams, people remember, believe, and stay. A powerful vision is an invitation. Do you want to be part of this? And only when that invitation is sincere, specific, and evocative does it turn into action. Writing a vision is easy, but living it and helping others live it is the true test of leadership. A powerful vision need not be materially grand, but it must be visually and emotionally evocative. Neuroscience shows that the human brain responds more strongly to concrete images than abstract concepts. Thus, the more specific a vision, the more memorable and the more actionable it becomes. Saying, "We'll be the industry leader," sounds good, but it's not compelling. In contrast, saying, "We'll be the place where people can come to work without hiding who they are," creates imagery. People can picture the morning, the colleagues, the feeling. That mental image builds connection. That's why effective leaders don't just state vision, they tell stories. They use visual language, metaphors, lived experiences, even dialogue. In doing so, vision becomes a doorway for others to step into your journey. It's not just a map, it's an invitation. Walk with me. One of the most essential traits of a powerful vision is its ability to endure through time. The journey to fulfill a vision is rarely linear. It's filled with phases of doubt, uncertainty, and misdirection. In these moments, people will ask, "Why are we doing this?" If the answer isn't clear, trust falters. But when the vision is reignited through a phrase, an image, or a symbolic act, it can become a second source of energy that helps teams rise and continue. That's why in crises, leaders may not always have solutions, but they must be able to restate the vision. Vision functions like an invisible compass, not always visible, but always present and guiding. To sustain this, vision cannot be held by one. It must be shared, repeated, and lived together. An organization doesn't need many slogans, it needs one vision, deeply held by many as a living promise. Ultimately, a powerful vision is not something we write to remember, it's something we live to believe. It doesn't have to change the world, only change the way someone gets out of bed each morning. In organizational behavior, vision isn't imposed top-down, it's an energy that flows from within. When leaders live their vision by making decisions through it, speaking through it, and holding onto it in hard times, it gains true power. It becomes a moral compass, a directional anchor, and an emotional center for all organizational actions. Even in personal life, a living vision helps us move through confusion, anxiety, and self-doubt. It's not a plan, it's a promise between oneself and something larger. And when action flows from that promise, it's no longer just movement, it is a soulful act. A society truly transforms when enough people act from a vision that is big, human, and clear. And yes, it can all begin from writing that vision down today, if we're honest enough. Powerful vision doesn't come from shouting louder, but from living deeper. It is the harmony of heart, mind, and movement. If you see vision not just as an idea, but as a promise you want to fulfill, start writing it today. Share this talk with someone looking for direction. Click like if you believe that the right vision can open the right actions. And subscribe for more reflections on building vision, not just for work, but for life.